the scene of the final in the round robin of the Total International Series, featuring South Africa, the West Indies, and Pakistan. This match is between, of course, West Indies and Pakistan. Let's have a look at the teams. Pakistan, well, they decided to bring in for the first time Ghulam Ali for his first game on the tour, and Javed Miandad having a rest before the final. And otherwise, it's very much the same lineup, keeping Zaid Fazal in the team, and of course the great fast bowling of Waqar Younis, and of course the skipper Wasim Akram. Let's have a look at the West Indian team then. Desmond Haynes to open as usual with Brian Lara, who's in scintillating form, followed by the usual order: Phil Simmons, Richie Richardson, Carl Hooper, Gus Logie, and Jimmy Adams staying in the side. Anderson Cummins comes in for his first game after getting chickenpox in Australia. Nice to see him having an outing in South Africa, and also in comes Patrick Patterson. Out on the bench, so to speak, Ian Bishop and Curtly Ambrose, having a rest before the final. Richie Richardson won the toss for the West Indies and put Pakistan into bat. So we join our commentators, Omar Qureshi and Tony Cozier.
Thank you, Martin. And there's the very well-known backdrop of table mounting, dominating this ground here at Newlands. Patrick Patterson, who bowled so well here at Newlands in the match against South Africa last week. And they're the opening batsmen. Ramiz Raja to face, and at this end, Ghulam Ali getting his first game. So here's the first ball, Patterson to Ramiz Raja. And he's gone, first ball. Outswinger straight into the lap of Brian Lara. Beautiful delivery from Patterson first up. And a straightforward catch. What a sensational start.
Yes, indeed, Tony. A beautiful delivery, but compounded by a highly irresponsible shot. And we will see in the replay. The ball swung away, and he swung at it.
So Brian Lara takes the catch at first slip. Ramiz Raja has just one ball, and he goes, caught Lara, bowled Patterson, no score. Pakistan 1 wicket down without a run on the board. Patterson, who bowled, as I was saying, so very well here at Newlands in the last match he played, got 2 for 20 and got the openers then, Andrew Hudson and Kepler Wessels, with a beauty, not dissimilar to the one which just got Ramiz Raja, in that it was an outswinger, came into the left-handed Wessels. This one left Raja and went to first slip. Saeed Anwar comes in, the left-hander. Haven't seen much of him in this series. He's already got 3 centuries in one-day internationals. Had a very unfortunate start to his test career. In fact, he's only played 1 test and hasn't yet scored a run, was out without scoring in both innings. Well, if we thought the wicket last week was one which gave the bowlers assistance, this one may be a little different, but not much. That one really took off.
Yes, it certainly did, and West Indies winning the toss, I think, did the right thing in putting Pakistan in.
Well, things are not easy out there. Ghulam Ali would have expected or hoped for somewhat easier conditions and easier bowling in his first appearance in an international match for Pakistan. Little anxiety there for Saeed Anwar.
He really had a very little idea what was going on.
That would have been a catch to third slip, so more frustration for Walsh. Just a single. It may be an idea here for Richardson to bring in a third slip with the ball jagging about as it is. wouldn't have been a very difficult catch either. Lifting, coming off high on the bat, just seemed to have, yes, jammed his finger against the handle of the bat, made so much height. Well, that's the second wicket. Saeed Anwar dabbling outside the off stump. This could be a very low-scoring game here. It seemed inevitable.
Well, Saeed Anwar really didn't know how to cope with that. You see here, he had to play, and it found the edge. Fine delivery. And a question of judgment, as far as Saeed Anwar was concerned, he could have left it alone, but at his own peril, chose to hang his bat out, and is gone.
Yes, he needn't have played at it, but it really was a very good delivery. Perhaps we're being too harsh on the batsman. But the ball is jagging around, lifted, it left him. 2 wickets down. And is building up to very much a repetition of what happened between these two teams so consistently in Australia when the West Indies dismissed Pakistan for 71 from 23 overs and 4 balls, the quickest innings, completed innings in any one-day international. And a lot now will depend on the coming batsman, but here is a youngster who's also not established himself in the Pakistan side, Zaid Fazal. And he'll do well to get going here today as well. These are not easy conditions at all.
Quite right.
And the third slip has been posted now. And that must have been rather close. Ball coming into Zaid Fazal to end the over from Walsh. And Pakistan are engaged in a real struggle here.
Close call. Got the shout.
One wonders here what Pakistan's bowlers might have made of these conditions. Caught behind off a no ball. Touched it. Would have been out with the exception of the fact that Patterson overstepped that front crease.
But that ball really took off, as we can see now. Went off like a missile.
You'll see the bounce on it. And there's the no ball, overstepping the front crease. And the bounce, well, not as high as the shoulder, so it was a no ball in any case, but certainly wasn't over the shoulder. That's a fine catch, brilliantly taken by Hooper. Batsman is waiting for confirmation from the umpire. He'll look across the square leg. The West Indies are certain, but that was a fine catch by Carl Hooper.
Batsman is not convinced, but the two umpires are going to confer. The Indian fielders are absolutely sure that that was a clean, fair catch. Ghulam Ali not so sure.
Well, he has to go. Ghulam Ali caught by Hooper. A brilliant catch by Hooper.
Look at that now. Oh yes, absolutely fair. And of course the umpire doesn't have the benefit of a replay, slow motion replay, but it's a clean catch and a brilliant one. So bad luck for Ghulam Ali.
Here's that catch, and you'll see Carl Hooper making it brilliantly. Anticipation, low, wide to his right. You cannot get a better slip catch than that.
And that ball was really traveling. Very, very quickly. Good anticipation.
It's Carl Hooper's 49 catches in 96 matches. Most of them would have been at slip, certainly recently. And it's not easy to get slip catches in the one-day matches because so often there are no slips. But when the conditions are as they are here, you do have a number of slips. So Salim Malik, the most experienced of the Pakistan batsmen in this match, the second most experienced to Javed Miandad, who is not here today, omitted. He's coming in.
In the air, caught. An easy catch for Desmond Haynes. He's standing deep in a square gully position because the ball is flying, and the batsman merely trying to fend it off here.
Yeah, we've seen this irregular, not irregular bounce, but even high bounce all morning. Some have gone through to the wicket-keeper. That was a simple catch. Didn't have any power in the shot at all.
And Salim Malik, who's already taken a couple on the finger, on the glove, I think he'll be quite relieved to leave the arena, quite frankly.
Here we go again. Short delivery outside the off stump, pretty wide. Looking to force it away, but not getting... You can see the way the ball loops to the fielder, no power.
So, Pakistan are in desperate trouble at 14 for 4. It's a lovely day in Cape Town, but sadly, there's a wicket produced here again that is proving for the fast bowlers to be a paradise, and for the batsman, a nightmare.
We've seen various pitches around the country. That's the story that this particular wicket has produced this morning already, and certainly the wicket can't be blamed for the first wicket of the morning off the first ball of the game, when Ramiz just had a bit of a swing at a wide full delivery from Patterson. Otherwise, there's been steep bounce. Ramiz Raja hit twice on the fingers prior to getting out, and the new batsman coming in to face the music, Asif Mushtaba, and what a talented player he's already shown to be. Let's see how he copes.
Well, one thing for sure, we can see that under that cricket shirt there is a chest pad, and I don't blame him. Just look at that, how that took off the wicketkeeper, Junior Murray, who's a tall man, taking that above his head. Another one gone. I think it could be all over by lunch, quite frankly.
More concerned as to when we're going to take lunch. A good delivery from Walsh, across the left-hander, forcing him to play. Another safe catch.
14 for 5. And Asif Mushtaba lasting just 3 balls.
Just impressed where Courtney Walsh's left foot always lands. No danger of a no ball at any stage. Comfortable catch. Had to play at it.
And Brian Lara and Carl Hooper, two of the best slip catchers you can find. The speed of the deliveries, no more than we've seen throughout this series, but it's what the ball is doing once it hits the deck. So the skipper, Wasim Akram, and he can't be relishing the prospect of facing this West Indian attack. As a bowler, he's obviously licking his lips, but I don't know that he's going to have any sort of total to defend.
Almost an identical delivery to the previous one. Akram on the back foot, allowing it to go past the outside edge. Mustafa pushed forward just a fraction, which brought him into line.
That's another one gone. Oh, goodness me. 14 for 6 now. And once again, the slips tested. And, of course, coming up trumps. This time, Carl Hooper. So, 3 wickets to fall in this over, bowled by Courtney Walsh.
Could be argued that batsmen could leave the bounce to the ball. You've seen it happen before with balls going over the top of middle stump, where the batsman has decided, okay, anything, and this is right underneath me, I'm going to leave it alone because the wicket will take the ball over the stumps. But very accurate bowling and great catching. Carl Hooper in particular already showing us in those statistics what a good catcher of the cricket ball he is.
Wicketkeeper Rashid Latif. Courtney Walsh is bowling from the Weinberg end, having taken 3 wickets in his last over. Malik, Mushtaba and Akram. Oh, and another one that beats the bat. Saeed Fazal is the man under the helmet.
There's some lateral movement here from Walsh. The ball leaving the right-hander. The wicketkeeper once again taking the ball above shoulder height. And Junior Murray is no midget.
And this is going to be a couple of runs. In fact, they'll get 3.
Beautiful throw from the West Indian captain. Patterson over pitching slightly. The ball going in the air. Richardson looking to catch it, but all too quickly for him.
$19 for 6, Pakistan. Having been asked to bat by Richie Richardson. That wasn't a surprise because there's grass on the wicket, and quite frankly, for the batsman, it's been a nightmare. This is Courtney Walsh. Short, and this one he gets away rather well. 4 runs. The first boundary of the match.
Beautifully got onto here, just a little short. Eye on the ball the whole time. Perfectly executed pull shot.
And Anderson Cummins playing in his first match in this series. He was a late arrival because of chickenpox, which he contracted in Australia. And he's now going to have a bowl. And a change in bowling, change in commentary too. Tony Cozier and Kama Ahmed.
Catch by Gus Logie, so Andy Cummins gets a wicket with his first ball, and Pakistan are 7 down for 25.
short delivery and driven on the up. He's not able to keep it down, and a handsome diving catch to his left by Gus Logie. Brilliant fielder, has always been, whether fielding close in or out in the field. So another wicket is fallen for Pakistan, 25 for 7.
And another duck. So first ball, Cummins gets a wicket. Little outswing here. And Rashid Latif, without getting the leg across, front leg across. And a good catch by Logie at cover. West Indian bowlers here have been very well supported by their fielders.
That delivery, there's a slight swing, but bowled over pitch, and he drives it up in the air to Logie for fielding at cover. Horrendous collapse this morning.
Well, we've got to start looking now for the lowest scores ever in one-day internationals, and that was 45 by, wait for it, Canada against England, when Canada qualified for the 1979 World Cup. So that is in danger. It's 25 for 7 here. Waqar Younis comes in. And after him, there will be Mushtaq Ahmed and Aqib Javed.
It's pretty disappointing, not only from Pakistan's point of view, but also from the point of view of the crowd here. Andy Cummins from Barbados. 33 wickets so far.
Done a very good job for the West Indies in one-day internationals. Very good support bowler to Ambrose and Bishop in Australia in the World Series. Had a fine spell in the first of the finals there, and a wicket with his first ball in South Africa. And his second ball as well. So Cummins is on a hat-trick. Pakistan are 25 for 8. We'll be home early today.
And the West Indian fielders absolutely delighted with another Pakistan wicket falling. That one swung in. He's played. Waqar Younis plays on top of that delivery. Looks back to see his off stump shattered. So another Pakistan batsman goes out for a duck. 4 of them. It's not a happy situation to be in Pakistan. The second delivery of Cummins just swung in a little, and Waqar Younis not in position to play that ball. Just had a very loose drive at it as the ball came between his bat and pad and hits the off stump.
Cut back a long way, in fact, to beat and bowl for Waqar Younis. It's 25 for 8. In fact, it will be, if he gets it, a quite unique hat-trick, because he's never bowled in South Africa before. This is his first match. And he's got a wicket with his first ball, a wicket with his second. Now he's on a hat-trick, and here's Mushtaq Ahmed to face it. Andy Cummins. Well, he bowls a wide. Now, does it qualify? Is he still in a hat-trick? Well, I would say not. That's a ball that doesn't count against his name, but it is a delivery. It's in the air. There's a catch for Simmons. 9 down for 26. Cummins gets his 3rd wicket in his first over in South Africa.
Three wickets for Andy Cummins from Barbados. That delivery on the leg stump, as Mushtaq tried to flick that one on the leg side, gets the leading edge, and it balloons in the air, goes, in fact, in the gully, and Simmons had no problem taking it comfortably. absolutely delighted. This is the fifth duck in the Pakistan innings. Andy Cummins, that delivery slightly short on the leg side as he tried to flick Mushtaq Ahmed. And up in the air it balloons to Simmons. The last man in, Aqib Javed. Pakistan's lowest total 71 in the one-day international at the Gabba in Brisbane. 3 wickets for 1 run. Anderson Cummins. Dream start for the Barbadian in South Africa.
Just over the head of Richardson, and it will go all the way. Attempted slow ball from Walsh, but put away just over the head of the jumping West Indies captain at mid-off by Waqar Younis. So 4 runs to him. Carries the score to 33 for 9. End of over number 16.
That's slower full toss. Aqib Javed lucky there a bit. Just sails over top of Richardson's head to the boundary at long off.
I think he was luckier to get a slow full toss. Very lucky on this pitch.
Yes, sir. Aqib was in fact surprised to get that one.
And that'll go for 4 again, off the edge. So 2 boundaries pushing the score up. Pakistan may yet save the ignominy of being dismissed for the lowest score ever. They've moved to 37.
And that's got through the wicketkeeper, Junior Murray, and they'll get a bye.
Well, there's the scorecard. Doesn't make a pretty reading from the Pakistan point of view, but the West Indians must be absolutely thrilled.
This is the last wicket to go. And it is all over, and Pakistan out for 43, the lowest score ever in the history of a limited over international, 2 less than Canada made against England. And this is how it ended. Fazal having a swing, getting the outside edge, and another comfortable catch in the slips.
Slight loss of patience, show of desperation, but he did very well. Top score, 21 and 43 in 20 overs.
And an hour and a quarter of agony is the only way one can describe it for Syed Fazal. Brian Lara's 3rd catch of the innings at slip, and Carl Hooper picked up 2, so the slips are really in business today.
Pakistan scorecard certainly doesn't make pretty reading. Ramiz Raja out first ball, not a good shot, but the wicket really told the tale. And the wickets fell pretty rapidly, like 1 for 0, 2 for 10, 3 for 11, 4 for 14, 5 for 14, 6 for 14. And Pakistan whittled out for 43 in the most astonishing games cricket. 19.5 overs, as we have a chance now to have a look at this incredible situation. Here's the West Indies bowling figures. Patterson, 6 overs, no maidens, 2 for 14. Courtney Walsh, devastating stuff. 9 overs, 2 maidens, 4 for 16. And Andy Cummins, his very, very first 2 balls in South Africa, he took wickets, 4 overs, no maidens, 3 for 11. And Phil Simmons, he bowled 5 balls in just the 1 over that he bowled and took the last wicket. So a wicket that was doing all sorts of things, moving around all over the place, in the air, off the wicket. So what would the West Indies do? Let's have a look as Waqar Younis bowls to West Indian opener Desmond Haynes.
And an appeal for LBW, and the very first ball, Desmond Haynes is out. Well, well, how absolutely incredible. The very first ball of the match saw Ramiz Raja caught by Lara at slip, and now the very first ball of the West Indian innings sees a wicket, that of Desmond Haynes.
Again, that ball swung in, and Haynes looking to drive. And what a match this is going to be.
Hitting him on the back leg, and there was little doubt that that was going to hit the stumps. And up went the finger of umpire Carl Liebenberg. And the West Indies, like Pakistan, were no runs, 1 wicket. So Phil Simmons, fresh from a splendid 70 in that 197-run partnership that he made with Brian Lara. Wicketkeeper Latif has to go chasing after it, and the first run of the innings, and is a leg by.
This is Waqar Younis.
It's going to go for 4 runs off the pad.
Pakistan virtually has nothing to defend, and all these little ones make the job even more difficult. Good attempt by Rashid Latif. Ball travelling much too quickly for him.
He's had a marvellous series as Brian Lara. Fresh from a magnificent tour of Australia. Taking down the flags already. That's in the air, and is he caught? I think he is quite brilliantly caught. Phil Simmons stands and waits. He's not convinced that that was a fair catch. But he's got to go.
Salim Malik, I think. Certainly didn't intend it to go there. Up in the air, fine catch.
Quite the most brilliant catch by Salim Malik. And Phil Simmons out for 2. He had a bit of a go at that one from Akram. This should give us a very good view. See, Simmons really having a go at that one. And the ball was dipping, and that's what made it such a brilliant catch by Salim Malik.
So we've seen 2 superb catches today, one by Carl Hooper, slips, and this one by Salim Malik. So the crowd here, Newlands and our viewers, getting something for their time.
This is Waqar Younis to Carl Hooper.
Well, that wasn't very far away. The same type of delivery we saw from the West Indies fast bowlers. And in this situation, we could well see Waqar Younis shortening his length from what it normally is.
This is very, very difficult to bat against. Steep bounce, little lateral movement as well. He's crossed it, hasn't carried. Whatever's said about the wicket, Tony, one can't take away the brilliant bowling and catching of the West Indies this morning. It's one thing having a pitch to bowl on.
That's gone. So that's the 3rd wicket for Pakistan. They're back in this game. The West Indies are 11 for 3.
What I was going to say, it's another thing to do it, and these 2 Pakistan bowlers are doing exactly what the West Indians did earlier. Good delivery, Hooper behind the line, steep bounce, comfortable catch, and a happy bowler.
Hooper caught Mushtaq, bowled Wasim Akram. It's 11 for 3, Hooper out for 1. West Indies captain Richard Richardson comes in at 11 for 3, and it's going to be very interesting to see what his approach will be to the situation. He's a very good cutter and hooker, puller, with only 43 to defend and 11 for 3 on the board. Might well be inclined to put in a third slip. Here he is to Richardson.
Was a bit rapid too. Very quick delivery. No ball called because of the height of it. At this stage, one would say that Pakistan were winning this game.
Mistimes it, but he certainly does have the right idea. If it's there to be attacked, go after it, because he never can tell when the unplayable ball is going to come along.
I have a feeling Brian Lara left the ground here when he played that. Both feet in the air. Not a good contact, high on the bat. Falling safely for him.
Well, it might just have carried, I think. Low down, should have taken the catch. Was low.
Only fielder on the onside. Brian Lara picks him out. Certainly aerial for quite a long time. Don't think it carried.
It's a short and it's hooked away for 4.
First positive shot we've seen from the West Indians in this innings. And it's a shot that Richardson likes to play. He plays it extremely well.
So Wasim Akram is going to continue from the Weinberg end to Brian Lara. And this is a lovely shot for 4 runs by Brian Lara. Whenever he's had the opportunity, he's had a go at the bowling, believing that there's no point in messing about out there, taking punishment. Might as well get the job done as quickly as possible.
Well, certainly the shot of the day.
And that's a glorious shot through the covers, 4 runs. Wasim Akram just over pitching, and that was certainly a fine shot by Brian Lara. It sends him to 22 and the total to 40, so just 4 more runs wanted for victory.
As classical a cover drive as one can want to see. So 4 to win, 7 wickets in hand, plenty of overs in hand, 38 overs in fact remaining.
And that must have hurt.
He looks to be in pain. Akram put everything into that.
Came back nicely at the left-handed Lara and lifted. Oh, inside of the leg. Those are the winning runs. Handsomely hit by Brian Lara, pulling that one from Akib through mid-wicket for 4. And would you believe it, with more than 35 minutes to go to the scheduled lunch break, the match is over.
And total number of 33 overs were bowled. Unbelievable. But what a great way to end this match. Tremendous shot. Two very fine shots from Brian Lara.
He's in magnificent form, Brian Lara. 200s in his last innings, and then a fine 26 not out in this innings in extremely difficult circumstances.
The West Indies reply, and a sensational start. The first ball of the over, Desmond Haynes was LBW to Waqar Younis, and the rot was to set in. Simmons was out very cheaply. Hooper again out cheaply, 9 for 2, 11 for 3, and we wondered whether the West Indies were going to make it. But some very sound batting from Lara, who was not out 26, and Richard Richardson, who dug in there, was not out 7, and the West Indies knocked off the runs, 45 for 3 off 12.3 overs. The Pakistan bowling figures then: Younis 5 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 7, and Wasim Akram, the captain, 6 overs, no maidens, 2 for 22. Javed just 1.3 and 9 runs coming off it. So really an amazing match, and obviously the bowlers very much on top. So much happening in the wicket. Let's have a look at the man of the match. And it turned out to be Courtney Walsh, who bowled 9 overs, 2 maidens, and took 4 for 16. A devastating spell of bowling, demolished the Pakistan batting, and set him up as man of the match. So this was the final game in the total international series, so let's have a look at the points as they stand right now. Top of the log, the West Indies, having played 6, they won 4, and they lost 2. Both of those were against South Africa, and they certainly had the measure of Pakistan beating them 3 times. Pakistan then, they had their 6 matches, and they beat South Africa 3 times for 6 points. South Africa, although trying very, very hard, young, experienced side, did everything they could, and they beat the West Indies twice, but ended up bottom of the log, 4 points.